We are Southern California's album alternative, FM 101.9. We've moved into the music hall, and our guest this morning has had a career that covers probably a broader range of styles and sounds than virtually anybody else in popular music, and I use that term cautiously, popular music, that is, from intense, screeching, angry rock and roll to avant-garde electronics, from full-scale orchestral music to folk rock ballads. He's worked with Iggy Pop, Patti Smith, Jonathan Richman. However, he's most well known as a founding member of the Velvet Underground. I'm honored to welcome John Cale to the Music Hall at FM 101.9. Good morning. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Good. It seems like every punk rock band, new wave band that ever recorded, or at least most of them, have cited the influence of the Velvet Underground. And I wonder, when you were making those records back in the mid-'60s, if you had any notion that it would last this long, the legacy, the influence.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of moments there when we landed on some arrangements like Heroin and Venus in Furs that I thought, this sets us apart from everybody else that was playing at the time, and I thought there was some longevity to it. I mean, it was really a combination of Lou's lyrics and the intent behind all the musicians. You know, they were all of a spiritual whole. I mean, everybody felt the same way about what we were doing. So,
at the beginning, it was more than a rock and roll band, wasn't it?
Well, there was
the light shows and the whole Andy Warhol thing.
True. Yeah. I mean, that was a mess, but it was a spectacular mess, and there's magic to it. So no two ways.
Well, you're in town to do a couple shows. You're at the Coach House tonight. You're at the Troubadour tomorrow and Wednesday, and you're going to be playing, I guess, stuff that spans your career musically?
A
or
couple of new things,
musically?
a lot of old things, and 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Why don't you do a number for us now?
Yeah.
John Cale in the Music Hall at FM 101.9.
This is Thoughtless Kind. If you grow tired of the friends you make, in case you mean to say something else, say they were the best of times you ever had. The best of times with the thoughtless kind. We dress conservatively at the best of times, prefer the shadows to the bright lights in the eyes of the ones you love. The bright lights in the eyes of the ones we love. What we see, what we imagine, the eyes tell us nothing. The bright lights in the eyes of the ones you love will tell you nothing. Like the scars of imagination, the scars of imagination, the bright lights in the eyes of the ones you love will tell you nothing except you're the thoughtless kind. So if you grow tired of the friends you make, never ever turn your back on them. Say they were the best of times you ever had. The best of times with the thoughtless kind. The best of times with the thoughtless kind.
John Cale in the Music Hall here at FM 101.9. That song from which of your albums? Do you remember?
That was on. Yeah, it was on Music Venus Society. It was written around in Phoenix as part of a couple of songs that were written in Arizona in the summer. And there was God, come on. Rose Garden Funeral of Swords was another one. It was a delight.
Now, you Rhino Records has just released a box set,
Yeah.
so I suppose they could say, or one could say, that you've arrived.
Well, the box set, I'm very happy with it. They did a very nice job, and the booklet that goes with it is funny and clear. So
It's called Seducing Down the Door, and you studied classical music in the early 60s,
yeah.
and then became involved with an avant-garde composer. His name is Lamont Young,
Yeah.
who, among other things, if I remember correctly, did, what was the name of that 12 LP set?
Well, the Tortoise, the Dream of the Tortoise.
Was it? Can't remember now. It came out on Gramavision. It was like a huge box set and was just like basically one note, one tone going out throughout 12 full albums worth of.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have anything to say when you went off to record The Ostrich with Lou Reed? Was there a conflict?
No, not at all. It was just a question of we'd pushed that envelope pretty much as far as we could go at that time, and that's a very heady kind of atmosphere to be in, the avant-garde side of things. It's a circle that can often sort of veer off into the stratosphere and never come back. And when we did The Ostrich, it was fun to just take all those instruments that usually did one thing in rock and roll and made them do something entirely different. And that's what these guys out there in Queens had done in the back room of a record company.
Lou Reed, writing songs.
Yeah, they just tuned the guitar to one note and turned the machine on.
So the story goes.
Yeah.
They handed you a guitar and it was all tuned to 6 strings.
Yeah.
All 6 strings tuned to the same note. Yeah. It seems like you've gotten a little bit more proficient on the guitar.
Thank you.
Do you play guitar exclusively in these concerts that you're doing?
No, it's piano. I'm a keyboard player basically.
And you've got side musicians, or is it totally solo?
No, just solo. Yeah.
Would you like to play another song live? Would you want to play a song off? Play another song. They're.
This is a new song called "Set Me Free." Yeah, if I can get these verses together.
This is John Cale in the FM 101.9 Music Hall.
Lady, kind of a lady with a 10-gallon hat. She's gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat and set it free. She's gonna set it free. There's a pigeon in my chimney and it's fouling up the air with particles of feathers making it hard to breathe. Gotta set it free. It's either free or fried. Together again and again. Together again and again. Lady wants you to dance to the sound of her castanets. You're working hard, trying to forget. It sets your teeth on edge. If she sets you free. If you're walking in the rain up to your ankles in water, fixated on a vision of a hangman's daughter and what she means to you. If she sets you free, together again and again, together again and again. If you hear a noise in the distance and you see the sun go down, the sidewalk is full of junkies, there's a lot of them about, and they're moving closer to you. You hear them breathing down your neck, and you feel the anger rising, 'cause the only man left
Must admit, a lot more upbeat than I expected John Cale would be at 9 in the morning. It sounded very nice. New song from John Cale, I guess called Set Me Free.
Yeah.
Once again, John Cale appearing at the Coach House tonight, at the Troubadour tomorrow and Wednesday. Tickets are available for all 3 shows. And again, you can go to your local record store and look for the box set, the 2-disc retrospective of John Cale's music. It's called Seducing Down the Door. I'd like to thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
And I think
weather's better in here than out there.
I know, it is kind of grungy out there. I think what we'll do is go out with a track from the box set. This was originally released on, I guess, considered to be one of the classic rock albums of all time, the Paris 1919. Quite an achievement. We'll do this one by John Cale. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Paris 1919, the title track on the new FM 101.9.